Welcome back to the channel BBC Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and misunderstood coins in American history, the 1976 Liberty 1 cent, with no mint mark. And trust me, by the end of this video, you might start checking every coin in your pocket. Let's go back in time to the year 1976. A historic year for the United States. It was the bicentennial celebration, marking 200 years of independence. The entire country was buzzing with patriotic energy. Special coins were released, designs were changed, collectors were excited. But interestingly, one coin remained unchanged: the humble 1 cent coin. While quarters, half dollars, and dollars got special bicentennial designs, this coin quietly stayed the same, and that's exactly what makes it so fascinating. This is the famous Lincoln Memorial penny. On the front, you see Abraham Lincoln, along with the word liberty and the phrase "I in God we trust." On the back, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these coins have no mint mark at all, and that tiny missing detail has created huge confusion and even bigger excitement among collectors. So what does no mint mark actually mean? Many people think it means the coin is rare, but in reality, it simply means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Back in 1976, coins from Philadelphia did not carry a PE mint mark. So millions, actually billions, of these coins were produced. Over 4.6 billion to be exact. Yes, billions. So at first glance, it seems like this coin should be completely worthless. And for most coins, that is true. A typical circulated 1976 penny is only worth its face value, 1 cent. But here's where the story changes. Because not all coins are created equal. Some coins, due to their condition, rarity, or minting errors, can become extremely valuable. And this is where collectors start paying serious money. Let's talk about condition. Coins are graded on a scale. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Most coins you find in circulation are worn, scratched, dull in color. But a coin that looks brand new, with bright red copper shine, that's what collectors call a mint state coin. And these are the coins that can reach incredible prices. For the 1976 no mint mark penny, an average uncirculated coin might sell for just a few dollars. But when you reach the highest grades, like MS-67 or above, the value can jump dramatically, reaching hundreds of dollars, and sometimes even more depending on demand. And in rare auction cases, exceptional specimens have crossed into the high hundreds. Now here's where the hype begins. You may have seen videos, posts, or listings online claiming this 1976 penny is worth $1,200. But let's be honest, not every coin is worth that much. In fact, the majority are not. Experts clearly state that most 1976 pennies are extremely common, and only special ones carry real value. So what makes a coin reach that $1,200 level? The answer is simple: rare errors. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, and these mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's treasure. One of the most famous errors is the double dia verse. This is when the text, like Liberty or I in God we trust, appears slightly doubled. Coins with strong doubling can sell for anywhere between $50 to several $100s, depending on the quality. Another valuable error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be missing. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Some of these coins can sell for over $200. Then there are clipped planchets, where part of the coin is literally missing, and die cracks, where lines appear due to worn dies. Each of these errors adds uniqueness, and uniqueness is what collectors pay for. Now imagine a coin with perfect condition, combined with a rare error, certified by a professional grading service. That's when prices can skyrocket. That's when you start hearing numbers like $500, $800, and yes, sometimes even crossing the $1,200 mark in extreme cases. But here's an important warning. The internet is full of misleading claims. Some sellers list Ordinary coins for thousands of dollars, hoping someone inexperienced will buy them. Experts warn that most of these listings are hype, not reality. So always be careful, always verify, and never assume value based on price listings alone. So how can you tell if your coin is valuable? Here are a few quick things to check. Look at the color. Is it bright red or dark brown? Red coins are more valuable. Check the details. Are Lincoln's features sharp and clear? Is the surface clean and untouched? Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass if needed. Focus on the letters, especially Liberty, and most importantly. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but in rare cases, could turn into a collector's dream. So before you spend your pennies, you might want to watch this till the end. Part 1. What is the 1984 no mint mark penny? Let's start with the basics. The 1984 1-cent coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This design is part of the famous Lincoln Memorial series that ran from 1959 to 2008. Now here's where things get interesting. If your coin has no mint mark, it means it was produced in Philadelphia. And in 1984, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 8 billion pennies, making it extremely common. So at first glance, this coin might seem completely ordinary, and in most cases, it is. Most 1984 pennies without a mint mark are worth just 1 cent, or slightly more in better condition. But here's where everything changes. Part 2. The secret that makes it valuable. Not all 1984 pennies are created equal. There is a rare variety known as the double-ear error coin. This happens when the coin is struck with a doubled die, a mistake during the minting process that causes certain features to appear duplicated. On this coin, you'll notice something very unusual. Abraham Lincoln appears to have a second earlobe. Yes, a double ear. It's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. This tiny minting error is what transforms an ordinary coin into something incredibly valuable. Part 3. How much is it really worth? Now let's talk about the big question. How much is a 1984 no mint mark penny actually worth? If you want, I can also turn this into a viral title plus thumbnail ideas plus SEO tags to help your video rank faster. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins in the United States, the 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin, especially the mysterious versions with no mint mark and rare variations that collectors are hunting for around the world. So before you skip this video, you might want to check your pockets, because what you are about to learn could change how you look at every coin forever. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 1-cent coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Penny series, one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. On the front, you see Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of freedom, unity, and strength. On the back, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, representing American history and national pride. But here's where things get interesting. Many people believe that a coin with no mint mark is rare. And when they see a 1993 penny without a mint mark, they immediately think they've found something special. But here's the truth. A 1993 penny with no mint mark was actually produced in Philadelphia, and millions, even billions, of these coins were made. So normally, this coin is very common. In fact, most circulated 1993 pennies are only worth 1 cent, their face value. But don't lose hope just yet, because this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Not all 1993 pennies are created equal. Some of them have rare features, hidden details, tiny differences that most people would never notice. And these small differences can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. One of the most famous varieties is the "AM" error. On the back of the coin, look at the word America. On normal coins, the letters A and M have a visible gap. But on rare versions, those letters are almost touching. That tiny detail, that barely noticeable spacing, can increase the value of the coin dramatically. Collectors are willing to pay hundreds, even over $1,000, for these rare variations. Now let's talk about condition, because condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A coin that has been used, scratched, or worn down is called circulated. These are usually worth very little. But a coin that looks brand new, shiny, untouched, is called uncirculated or mint state. And this is where the real money comes in. A high-grade 1993 penny, especially one graded MS-68 or MS-69, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its rarity and condition. In fact, some auction records show 1993 pennies selling for over $3,000, and in extreme cases even higher. Now you might be wondering, what about the famous 1993 D penny? The D stands for Denver Mint. These coins were also produced in huge numbers, and most of them are common. But again, there are exceptions. Rare era coins, high-grade examples, or unusual minting mistakes can push the value far beyond normal expectations. There have even been reports of certain 1993 pennies reaching values of over $1,000 when they are in near-perfect condition. So yes, while most are ordinary, a few are truly extraordinary. Here's something that might surprise you even more. Some people online claim that every 1993 no mint mark coin is worth $1,200. That is simply not true. Let's be clear. The value of a coin depends on three main factors: rarity, condition, demand. If your coin does not have a rare error, if it is not in excellent condition, then it is likely worth only a few cents. But if you have the right combination, a rare feature and near perfect condition, then yes, it could be worth hundreds or even over $1,000. So how can you check if your coin is valuable? Here are a few simple steps. First, look for the mint mark under the year. If there is no mark, it means Philadelphia. Second, flip the coin and examine the word America. Check the spacing between A and M. Third, inspect the coin carefully for doubling, unusual marks, or minting errors. And finally, check the condition. Is it shiny? Is it worn? Does it look brand new? These small details can make a huge difference. Now imagine this. You're going through your old coins, maybe a jar sitting in your house for years, and suddenly you find a 1993 penny. At first glance, it looks normal. But then you notice something strange. The letters on the back look closer than usual. Your heart starts racing. Today we are diving deep into the mysterious and exciting world of the 2016 United States Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark, a coin that looks ordinary but could secretly be a hidden treasure. So don't skip this video, because by the end, you might want to check every coin in your pocket. Let's start with the basics. The 2016 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln Penny series, featuring the legendary President Abraham Lincoln on the front. This design has been around for over a century, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the world. On the back, you'll see the modern Union Shield design, symbolizing unity and strength in the United States. Now here's where things get interesting. If your coin has no mint mark, it means it was produced in Philadelphia. And while millions of these coins were made, not all of them are the same. Some are extremely rare and incredibly valuable. Most people think a penny is just a penny. But collectors, also known as numismatists, know better, because the value of a coin doesn't come from its face value, it comes from rarity, condition, and most importantly, errors. Yes, errors. Mistakes made during the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream, and the 2016 penny is no exception. Let's talk about value. In normal circulated condition, a 2016 no mint mark penny is worth only a few cents, sometimes just its face value. Even in uncirculated condition, most of these coins sell for just a few dollars, maybe up to around $18 depending on quality. So where does the $1,200 value come from? Here's the truth. That kind of value only comes from rare error coins or exceptional conditions. There are certain types of errors that collectors are willing to pay big money for. For example, a defective planchet error, where the metal blank itself is flawed, can push the value close to $1,200 or more. A misaligned die clash error can also reach values around $1,000 depending on its visibility and rarity. And double die errors, where the design appears doubled, can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on strength and condition. But here's the important part. Not every 2016 penny is valuable. In fact, the majority are still worth just 1 cent. That's why knowledge is power. So, how do you know if your coin is valuable? Here are a few things to look for. First, check for unusual markings. If you see doubling in the letters like Liberty or In God We Trust, that could be a double die error. Second, look at the shape. If the coin looks off center or misaligned, it could be an off center strike, another valuable error. Third, inspect the surface.